Hey guys, Austafarianism here, and I have another Road to Diamond. This time it is not going to be a live commentary, it's going to be a analysis type commentary type thing like I did before on my previous PvZ. Because this one I felt like it was a lot closer and I dealt with everything a lot better. Maybe I should hide that. Oh well. Or actually, you know what? We're going to put it up, just for funsies. So this game, as you can see, was a pretty long game. And I felt like I did much better in dealing with mutas and stuff, and this time I actually tried a type of timing attack, and I'm doing my Forge Fast Expand, except I don't know exactly how to place the buildings perfectly, like maybe the pylon needs to be more forward so it can cover most of the radius. But this is where I typically place it, so if anyone could help me, tell me exactly where, or I could just look it up, it'd be smart. We're sending our little emoticons at each other, or I guess mine's a triangle. But you know, they're all cool. Triangles, hearts, weird, glary faces. And I'm instantly scouting in the counterclockwise direction, hoping to find him, and he's got his overlord. And he hasn't sent out a drone scout yet. And it looks like, will he go for a pool first? So far looking like a hatch first. Looking like a 15 hatch. Am I right? No, extractor, never mind, extractor. I'm wrong, guys, I'm wrong. And as you can see, I put down my forge. Hopefully I'll learn to wall off better. That's where I typically place my forge, and then maybe a cannon, gateway, and then cyber core, and then maybe a zealot to fit in somewhere over here. And I finally scout out where he is, and I see that his pool is down. So I think I might go down to try to stop the expansion. I don't remember if I do. I'm trying to, because trying to keep the probe micro while I do all my macroing. Like, that's just the hard part for me, multitasking, which I guess is why you gotta practice to get into platinum, etc. And other cool stuff like that. Learn to be pro. And it looks like he's getting ready to place down his expansion while I am still searching, so I guess maybe I won't be able to stop his probe or his drone. So I think even here I think I check his gas to see if he's only getting 100. Which he just got, and you can tell by clicking on the extractor. I'm sure most of you guys know that. And yeah, as I can see, he's pulling off all the drones, so I know that he's going for that metabolic boost with his lings. So it looks like he's going to try to put on early pressure during my Forge Fast Expand. Did he see that I Forge Fast Expanded? Let's go off. Doesn't even look like he knows where I spawned yet. So he just kind of did pool first, maybe to stop any type of harass of any sort. So he knows that he could get out lings fast enough. It looks like he's... Oh, maybe he just didn't want anyone to block his expand. So here I get ready to throw down another... Would a gateway fit that? Maybe. But I'm getting my probe prepared to place stuff down. Looks like... Oh no, he's sending one zergling up there and he's sending them all across map. That's probably a smart idea, so he can scout there and turn right away. And if not, all his lings are at my ramp. And I put down the cyber core, and I put my probe on hold position so he can't just run up with all his lings, which is pretty good because he runs up, and at first I think his lings just probably auto attack the cannon, which luckily my cannon gets what, 3 kills? Nice. Ooh, 4 kills. Baller cannon in the house. We got a badass over here, and his overload's flying in to see any tech that I have. Let's see, not supply block quite yet. Starting to set up my second nexus. I think this one, my second nexus was really late, probably because I saw the pool, no expansion, but now here's an expansion, and I don't think I haven't really scouted. But I have my zealot out, getting the warp gate research. So in this game I tried to kind of make some sort of timing attack. I did it again versus another Zerg earlier, except I didn't have a proxy set up, so it didn't exactly turn out very well. Get the transfer on the probes, pretty nice timing on the transfer, because Nexus just finished. I'm chrono boosting out probes right now. I'm probably going to get upgrades soon, but I forgot to get a second gas. That probably would have been really smart, so I could get out upgrades faster and more sentries, which would gain more energy. Let's see. So there I get my second gas, and it looks like he's getting for his fast third. Sorry, my speech is kind of messing up, but he's getting his fast third, which means that he probably won't be attacking very soon because he's gonna drone up to his max, and hopefully I'm gonna hit him before he has time to get out the mutas, because that's usually what a Zerg does on this map. Gets a really fast third, because it's so close and so easy to protect, because there's this choke and this one, but those are pretty wide chokes, and even this here is a pretty wide choke. So Zerglings can run around and flank whatever units are walking up here, and you'd have to use a lot of force fields to climb that, so you wouldn't be able to block it off for very long. He's trying to keep his map control, and I catch his Overlord, try to kill it before he can see my 4 gateways. Yeah, 4 gateways and a Twilight Council. It's going to be a blink timing push with probably a few upgrades. This is kind of me just testing it out, and I never really try any all-in type of builds because I want to learn to get better at macroing and other things like that. So that's why I don't really like doing 6 gate all-in type things, but here I'm trying a timing push, and I think I throw up an extra 2 gateways just for the push, and then I eventually throw up a proxy, and I have my pylon set up around the base to give me more vision. Probably should spread them out more, because I'm getting close to getting supply blocked. Hopefully I don't get supply blocked though. But you can always expect that I will eventually. So my gateways get up, and I think I probably start +2 or +1 armor soon. And I get all the Zealots just to go out and scout his 3rd. But it looks like he's been building up a few Zerglings. Never mind, not a lot. But my Zealots could probably take those out because they have +1. And so far he's just doing a lot of teching, so these Zealots might catch him off guard. Oh, never mind, instant reaction. So he builds 38 Zerglings, so that is a lot. So I think those will be able to easily take out those Zealots. So he's been saving up, and he's still teching and droning. Let's see. Lots of drones. And he started a Spire. So that's kind of, as Protoss, you want to kind of hit right before their mutas pop. And here's my extra 2 gateways, so I have 6 now, I believe, yeah. 6, so 6 gates I guess it's considered an all-in if you use your Chrono Boost, and I get Blink too. So it's kind of an all-in-y type thing, except I still end up expanding, except it turns into a big macro game. But I do much better, I feel, versus Zerg. And here come all the Zerglings that he used to finish off those Zealots. They didn't really do anything, but I was able to scout his 3rd, I believe. Yeah, I was able to scout the other 3rd. Oh my gosh, no natural, just kidding. But I scouted the 3rd, so I know that I need to attack soon, because I can assume that he's been droning up this entire time. He has both his gas geysers on every base, so he's about ready to get a shiz ton of mutas. And here I send my stalkers out. He tries to surround my stalkers, but I do a little bit of blink micro, and he snipes the sentry, unfortunately, but I probably won't need that since the stalkers are so mobile, and he doesn't have as many lings. He starts building a lot more lings, and it looks like he's getting +1 for melee. I believe it's called melee, right? Yeah, melee attacks. And here I send my probe up to do the little proxy. I don't think he spots it yet. So, and he can see my pushes coming, obviously. We can see from his vision that I'm coming in, and he's got all of his Zerglings on the way. Where Zerglings are normally very good against Stalkers, but mine are starting to get very upgraded. So I blink into them on accident, but here he sees that I have a Sentry and a Zealot. Ooh, 1 Zealot, Baller Zealot. And as you can see, the Stalkers are doing pretty well versus all the Zerglings because I have +2 ups. I probably could have done a little bit better blinking through here, but the Zealots tear through Zerglings every time as long as they're upgraded. So if they're higher upgraded, start warping in my Stalkers. For a second that looked like what's the unit from StarCraft 1? The one that shoots the missile type attacks. Oh, and you can probably see right now that I have my proxy up here, consider I'm warping in down there. But here goes my timing push. I have Blink, and I have quite a few Stalkers and a few Zealots. I probably should have built more Zealots. That way I could have smashed anything, and +2 is just about done. 1 more second, bam, done. And here I Force Field, and I start blinking my Stalkers back a little, doing some nice tidy little micro. Another thing I was thinking about recently is that how much better I could be doing as long as I have have a better computer, because during all of this it lags and it eventually slows down. Here I get 4 more Stalkers, and he's really smart. He sends his Zerglings up so he could take out my proxy, so I won't be able to stream in all of my units. But I have 4 more Stalkers on the way. I tried to take care of them. They were taking the pylon, but that didn't work out so well. So I just send my Stalkers back here. So I have successfully taken out his 3rd, and he instantly builds a macro hatch so he can get all of those speedlings to try and take out my Zerglings. And here's a point where I probably could have macroed better at home, but I was kind of busy trying to micro. I tried to blink ahead to catch any mutas that were trying to poke. And here I back off. I think it would have been a much better decision to actually go and attack, because as you can see, he only has 6 Zerglings on the way, and he has only a few here, and my +2 Stalkers could probably rip all of that up, because I have a lot, and I snipe a few Overlords on my way back, but I think this overall could have gone a lot better, and he probably saw that. Did he see that I was taking my 3rd? But he probably assumes that I tried to take my 3rd off of this. So I'm coming back with all my Stalkers, because I know that he had his mutas popping, because I killed a few over here. And here finally comes in with the Hass, and I warp in a bunch of Stalkers to try and take care of it. Luckily, if you upgrade a lot of your Stalkers a lot, especially with attack, they're pretty good versus mutas, and I get a pretty good blink here, get to snipe a few more mutas. And it probably would have been better for me to kind of warp in a few more defenses, like I only have 1 cannon, nothing back here. And I don't even have probes on gas here, that's pretty bad. And let's see, he's just kind of, he's getting more mutas right now, that's probably what he's concentrating on. Getting all his injects in, except for all of the injects, maybe shouldn't have said that, all the injects he's not getting. And here I get a Templar's Archive, and I also get a Robo, constantly warping in Stalkers to try and take care of the harass. Probably should have reacted faster and moved my probes, so all his mutas are still harassing, and luckily I have blink so I can blink up, but all his mutas, they're getting sniped pretty quickly. And I save and I try to put all these probes back on. I think I get them in gas this time, or they're just going to sit here idle. But I have all these Stalkers. It probably would have been better for me to spread it out more and then use up my resources more by getting more bases, or not more bases, but more probes for each of my areas. Let's see, how many probes do I have? Yeah, 34, so he did a pretty big hit because he's oversaturated right now. It looks like, maybe not oversaturated, but he should have another base right now because Zerg always has to be 1 base up. But he's continuing Ling production and muta production. The muta production, that's the thing that just kills me, because all these mutas, eventually I'm scared of him. But luckily afterwards he was talking to me, and here's his hidden base that he was talking about. He said I probably would have won if I would have sniped his hidden base, and now I see what I was talking about. Like, it's always during these moments that I'm kind of scared, because I think that he has so much more than he actually does. Like, obviously in the replay I can see he has 800 and he hasn't spent it on Lings or anything, and he gets all his mutas up in here. But I probably should have been more aggressive, because as you can see my money's pretty low, probably because I'm spending it all on probes, and he's doing kind of multiple muta harass. But luckily, oh, no Stalkers up here, never mind. I'm trying to spread out my Stalkers so I can take out any muta balls, and then I'm getting the Templar Archive so I can get Storm and kind of take care of any, that should probably become a warp gate, but take care of any mass muta balls. Just take care of them, smash them. And he's doing a double expo, and here I think do I spot it? No. And as you can see here, I just got supply blocked, and his income just increased by a lot. It looks like, oh, never mind, not his income, he just has a lot of minerals banked up. And he just droned up hardcore because he knows that I'm contained, and I know I'm contained also. I could get a warp prism, and I'm starting my storm, supply blocked, and geez, everything kind of goes wrong with mutas because I kind of get freaked out, and I blink up finally, but he's already sniped so many probes. But I'm still keeping Stalkers around here, and a Templar for storm, and mutas go back in here. I probably should have kept maybe less of these blink Stalkers, but kind of ration these ones more over here, because it does so much like probe sniping here. But luckily, since my Stalkers are so upgraded, they're doing work. Like, I just traded 1 Stalker for 3 mutas, pretty good trade. And his muta count is actually really low. I expected it, and in game it always looks a lot higher for me, because that's just why I'm so scared. I'm like, oh gosh, he has so many mutas. And let's see, do I spot his 3rd? Yeah, I spotted that he was taking his 3rd, and I kind of assumed that that was the first time that he took his 3rd, but as we can see here, he has his hidden base, so his income should be increasing a lot, and he's increasing muta production probably because he's losing so many. But luckily my Stalkers continuing getting upgrades for them. They're finally, wow, they're 3 attack already, and they're getting 1 armor. I probably should have gotten a 2nd forge, that way I could continue my 11 mutas on the way, but I could probably continue my mass Stalkerage with high armor upgrades, because that would totally negate the glaive worm that the mutas have. Oh gosh, another late reaction with those blink Stalkers. Probably could have saved a lot of probes there and here if I would have reacted more quickly. So you could say that he's doing some good work with his mutas, and I can tell that they're going around, so I try to, do I select these Stalkers? These mutas, man. Well, there's one stalker. There's two. That's one of the things that I mean, because I click on these stalkers and I click one, and I try to do the double click like this where I select all of them, and I try to blink over, but it only selects one, and my computer can be slow sometimes. Any big battles, it'll slow down big time. I'm continuing probe production, but because he's had me contained for so long, holy mutas, Batman. He has so many mutas on the way. This is where this is the ball that I fear, like right here combined with this. And he tries for an all-out attack, it looks like, because he thinks he can take out all my stalkers, but his mutas, they're only 1-0. And here I finally notice, I'm like, oh, so I send in the stalkers, and I think never mind, come on, Templar. The whole reason I put a Templar here was so I could storm the giant muta ball, but obviously, as you can see, I forgot, and he's sniping the pylon, so I'm getting supply blocked. And as you can see, everything's pretty much going wrong. All these probes, well, these probes, not saturated at all. I finally make a cannon, and here's mutas coming again, sniping more pylons, more probes. But I luckily finally react, I think, with the Templar. Let's see what it does to the mutas. Never mind. Templar, come on. Kill him, go. So I finally get a good storm off, and as you can see, it weakens a lot of the mutas. Like, they're so softened up right now. And never mind. I'm using up all my minerals to replace my probes. So if I were just to have better micro and more protection, then I wouldn't have to be warping in Archons because I have so much gas. If I had like kept up my protection of probes, then I wouldn't have this deficit of minerals, and if I didn't have any silly idle probes like this. So here I have my observer. I finally spot what he has, and I think that I can take it. He's getting weapon ups 2, and he's getting his infestation pit. So you could see he's probably going for broods. And he's just continuing to contain. He's trying for attack this time, but I have a pretty good concave setup. So these lings probably won't do very much, and they were only 1-0 still. He probably could have had better upgrades considering all of the money he has. And he finally has this one starting to get saturated. Mutaball goes up here, snipes my Archon, silly Archon, but that Archon was only up here because he got stuck. I always get my Archon stuck in my main base. Snipes yet again a lot of probes and the cannon. And these stalkers, man, these guys are like on break, man. They're not doing anything. And here's Ling's doing. They try to, let's see if they snipe my third. I storm them though, and that takes out a crap ton of Zerglings, so they probably won't snipe anything. And they're on auto attack on the cannon, so they're not being as helpful as they could be right now. And I kind of just go back because I know that the cannon will kill him, or I bring my entire army over. But regardless, he has. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say he has no army, but his army right now is extremely fragile. Like a storm could destroy, like a lot of this army as long as if he attacks straight up. And here it looks like I'm trying to mount my attack force, getting lots of stalkers, and it looks like he's finally getting his hive, and I'm getting +2 attack. See all of these upgrades? They probably could have been chrono boosted at a faster rate, and I probably could have gotten a double forge. I foresee these mutas, so I blink up. And then this is a pretty good hit. I kind of scare him away, so I know he's not going to harass anymore. And he's moving around. I only spotted the mutas because I have this observer and big, massive drone sending, and his mutas, they're still trying to poke away. I do a little blink, and then big blink over here. Kind of snipe a ton of mutas, so as you can see his supplies going down from all those muta snipes. But he's getting his hive, which means he won't really need the mutas as much, because he's going to go for Broodlords, and it looks like Broodlord Ling with his other hatch. So, ooh, Banelings. Don't know why he's going for Banelings. I guess that could be good for a big Protoss ball, except with Blink I can kind of just blink back and storm everything. But, as usual, whenever I storm, like with my computer, it lags out and everything just really goes wrong. I probably could also, wow, that's actually a big mistake. I probably could have way more gates, because as you can see, I still only have 6 off of 3 base. So if I had like 3 more, then I could have so many more Templar coming in, and they could be smashing everything. I could have a big, massive Archon ball that could smash all of these Lings. And I see those Lings are coming in for an attack, so I try to run back with my Stalkers and my entire army. So I can see he's mounting up all of these Stalkers, but luckily with my superior upgrade advantage, these Stalkers don't take as much damage, so they're much more resilient. And luckily he goes in and, lucky for him, he goes in and snipes all my Templar, and I storm them. because I was worried that the Lings would take out everything, and the mutas once again come in, snipe everything. Like, I keep my army, but he snipes my third. So here I just kind of think, okay, I got to go for an all-in type attack right here. And his Greater Spire is just about ready. So I finally go in. He has no army, and he has, oh, I guess now he's starting to get his army. He's getting his Corruptor, so he'll be able to make Broodlords, and he has 28 Lings. So as you can see, this PvZ, it's better in a way that I protected from the mutas a lot, well, for a longer time. Like, I didn't just GG out. I only have one Templar here. It probably would have been better to have more. And here it probably would have been a lot better to split my army, because like all he has are these mutas. So if I sent my Stalkers over, he couldn't, or maybe like all these Stalkers, or half of them, and maybe an Archon, then he couldn't. He would have to Magic Box in order to not take all the splash. So he creates, looks like he's making Banelings up here. So this is all he has right now, Banelings and Zerglings, and he's just morphing in the Broodlords. I probably should have, do I still have my Observer? Observer on the wall, where are you? Oh yeah, I still have my Observer right here, so that probably would have been better to position it up here, so I could have just blinked all of my Stalkers up here, and the Zealots and Archons would just take everything out. So yeah, he's balling up his mutas. Archon's doing lots of splash, but the thing is, he's using these mutas just to delay for all these Broodlords, because these Broodlords will tear up any army. So I use my Observer to try and blink up eventually, because I spot the Broodlords. I still think I could have won this game right here if that blink would have been much better. See, I already focus fire on all of those Broodlords, but imagine how much better those Stalkers would be if I would have, or even right now, if I stormed that. If I stormed all of that, like all of those mutas, I could have smashed the army. And I still once again try to blink up to take out all of the Broodlords, but by this time all of his Lings are popping in, and I have almost no Stalkers left, surrounded by mutas. My upgrades are the only thing that's really keeping me in the game right now, as you can see all my Stalkers are dying. And here I finally just do all the big gas dump and get a bunch of Archons. And that Templar sacrificing himself to storm all these Overlords. I'm sure I intended to get the Lings. And here the Archons show how great they are towards Lings, as all the Lings just gets waffle stomped. I probably should have taken the Archons just straight up here, and I could have killed all these mutas, and he's getting 11 Corruptors, but those will still take time to morph into Broodlords. So instead of just putting them on attack moves so they'd attack all the Overlords, I probably should have sent them up here. And he's sending another Ling counterattack. That'll probably snipe my third. All these Zealots, hopefully this High Templar will get off a storm. Gosh, if only I had a proxy pylon right now, and if only that Templar would have stormed. And here the Archons are doing town. Here I actually thought I was gonna win, but all these Corruptors, they definitely spoil my day. I'm still trying to gas dump and mineral dump and expand at the same time, but my probe count, these are the only probes that I have. So I would have to transfer them all over, and I'd have still one base income, which isn't very good for Protoss. 6 Broodlords on the way, and I bring my Observer and spot this. So I think I try to take over my Archons. Actually, never mind. The Archons probably wouldn't make it in time anyway. But here I retreat once more, my final little retreat, because I know that his, 6 Broodlords. So I send the rest of this army, and I think I try to go for his 3rd or 4th over here. I guess this would be his 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that would be the 4th, unless he takes this, but he took this later. So this was the hidden base. This was the demise of me, or the downfall, this hidden base that as long as I had better scouting, I tried to expand down here, but that's not going to do much good against Broodlords. Although they are immobile, which is a good thing. And I have my Archon. I'm starting to try to warp in more Stalkers, and I try to do the Secret Expo like he did, but mine probably won't work out as well. Looks like he has 1 Muta. Yep, that baller Muta, surviving everything. Warping 1 more Stalker. So it's like the final engagement's going to happen soon. All these drones. That would have been good with the Archon splash. So I finally noticed, oh, he has a base up here. I should probably go take that out. But he's already positioned his Broodlords. I probably could have even just gone and sacked his main right now. That would have been a much better decision than to try to take on these Broodlords straight up. Because as you can see, I have basically no Stalkers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Stalkers against 6 Broodlords. Not the best fight. And I get caught up in this choke. I try to blink on him eventually, but Doesn't work very well when you have very few stalkers. I probably could have, once again, these blinks, man. These blinks, I need to go up. And I try to focus everything on to those brood lords because they're the demise of me. But the Archons get stuck, surrounded by the Lings. I try to blink the Stalkers again, but army totally fails, and that's pretty much the end of that engagement. I'm basically trying to hold on with what I have, this little base, and I probably could have once again transferred more probes over here. So this is kind of a little wake-up call for me to get better at my PvZ. And he, wow, he drones up really hard after this. He probably knows that I have almost no army, no income. 6, and he has 8 broodlords that could take out anything. I try to do a little Stargate thing at the end to maybe get in a void ray, but nothing's gonna stop this army right now, especially when I have no income and I only have 4 stalkers. I'm gonna fast forward a little. So this has been the next PvZ episode. Hopefully I'll make another one and eventually I will win. I'm sure I'll do something special for my win, a little victory dance or something like that. So yeah, the broodlords finally tearing it up, tearing everything I have up. And these stalkers sitting idle like bosses. Try to blink on them, but I GG out because I see all of these silly little things. And that has been my next Road to Diamond episode. Hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys see that I can improve, or maybe have been improving, versus Zerg at least. Terran and Protoss, they're kind of throw them up in the air and hope that you win. But regardless, love you guys, and ta-ta for now.